Hello friends, this video limit and derivative part 19 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Before watching this video, please make sure that you have watched part 1 to part 8. In this example, we have to find derivative of sin x using first principle. So we have fx is equal to sin of x. So we have to find f dash of x. So f dash of x plus h minus f of x by h. Why we are doing this? Because we are asked to use first principle where h tends to 0. This is nothing but sine of x plus h minus sine of x by h, where h sine a minus sine b is nothing but 2 cos a plus b by 2 into sine a minus b by 2. So we use formula. So this becomes the limit of h tends to 0. Here we use the limit 2 into cos of x plus h plus x by 2 into sine of x plus h minus x by 2, and this whole thing is by h. This x cancel, and this is the value. Or we'll say we'll take this out. This is nothing but limit of h tends to 0. H by 2 I'll make, divide by multiply by h by 2, because this is sin h by 2 form. Why? Because we know that sin h by 2 by h by 2, where h by 2 tends to 0, this becomes 1. So we'll write this in this form: cos of x plus h by 2 into limit h tends to 0 sine of h by 2 by h by 2. Now since h tends to 0, we can also say h by 2 tends to 0. So this whole thing is 1. So this becomes, and we'll put h equal to 0 here. So this becomes cos of x into 1, and that is cos of x. And that is our answer. What we have done, we have just used this formula. F dash x is nothing but f of x plus h minus f of x by h, and we got sine of x plus h minus sine of x by h. And then we have used this formula: sine a minus sine b is nothing but 2 cos a plus b by 2 into sine a minus b by 2. And then we have used this formula again, that sine of x by x, where x tends to 0 is equal to 1, and got the answer. Take one more example. Here also we have to derive using first principle. We have to find derivative of cos x. So here also we need to do the same thing. F dash of x is nothing but f of x plus h minus f of x. The whole thing divides by h, and obviously h tends to 0. Correct? So I'll write this. This becomes cos of x plus h minus cos of x by h, which tends to 0. Now cos a minus cos b, we can say, let's break this: cos a plus b. Cos a plus b is nothing but cos a cos b minus the sin b. So this becomes cos x cos h minus sin x sin h minus cos x by h. Limit h tends to 0. Correct? Now we'll take cos x common. So this becomes cos x into cos of h minus 1 by h. This is 1. This is minus sine of h by h into sine of x, and everything is h tends to 0. Here also h tends to 0. So now we'll put h equal to 0 in this. What we'll see? Cos 0 is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. This becomes 0. Correct? Actually we can't put, because 0 by 0 form is not allowed. So we'll write this as cos x, and cos x h minus 1 is nothing but minus 2 sine square h by 2 by h. Correct? Minus, here sine h by h, limit h tends to 0 is 1 into sine x, this becomes minus x. Here what we can do is, here also h tends to 0, limit. So this becomes, actually we can write this as minus cos x, 2L put down, Make it 2 by 2 inside into sine of h by 2 into sine h by 2 by h, limit h tends to 0 minus x. Now this becomes 1, this becomes 0, sine h by 2 is 0, right? And this becomes 1. So 1 into 0 into 1 is 0, it becomes 0 minus sine x. So this becomes minus x. And that is it. Correct? What we have done? We have made cos h minus 1 to be 1 minus sine square h by 2. And then we have made this sine h by 2 by h by 2 as 1. And sine h by 2 as 0 because sine of 0 is 0 and cos of 0 is 1. So 1 into 0 into 1 is 0. So 1 is 0. 0 minus sin x is minus sin x. That's the value of derivative of cos x. That is minus. Let's do one more derivative. We have to find the derivative of tan x. So here what we will do, again we will say f dash of x is nothing but f of x plus h minus f of x. The whole thing divides by h tends to 0. Right? So this becomes tan of x plus h minus tan of x by h, where h tends to 0. Correct? So now we can write tan as sine by cos. So this becomes sine x plus h by cos of x plus h minus tan x is nothing but sine x by cos x, and the whole thing divides by h. So I'll say into 1 by h, and h tends to 0 limit. Now let me solve this. So this becomes cos of x plus h into cos of x, and this becomes cos of x sine of x plus h, minus sine of x cos of x plus h, correct? Into 1 by h, and h tends to 0. This is nothing but cos x sine y minus sine x cos y. That is nothing but sine of x minus y. So this becomes sine of x plus h minus x by this becomes, I will take h here, h into 1 by cos of x plus h into cos of x. So what I have done here, I have used this formula cos a sin b minus sin a cos b is equal to sin a minus b. This is cancelled and h tends to 0 limit. So you see that this value will become 1, correct? Because limit of sine of x by x where x tends to 0, this becomes 1 into 1 by cos of x plus 0 is cos of x. That means this becomes 1 by cos square, that is sec square. So here also what we have done, we have just found f dash of x is nothing but f of x plus h minus f of x by h. We have solved this to get the answer as sec square. Let's solve this example. Fx is equal to sin x square. So this is, we can say that fx is equal to nothing but sin x into sin x. Correct? We can use the principle of multiplication. So this becomes f dash x is nothing but d by dx of sin x into sin x plus sin x into d by dx of sin x. Correct? First differentiate the first part, keep the second part constant, keep the first part constant, differentiate the second part. So this becomes cos x into sin x plus sin x into cos x. This becomes 2 sin x cos x, and then nothing but sine of Very simple. We have to use the formula of multiplication for derivative. Here we have to find the derivative of this function fx is equal to sin x cos x. So here we get f dash of x. This will be f of sin x, f dash of cos x plus f dash of sin x into f of cos x. This becomes sin x. This is not that. I'm saying the differential order. This becomes sin x into f dash of cos x is nothing but minus sin x plus f dash of sin x is nothing but cos x. So what we get is cos square x minus sin square x, and that is nothing but cos of x, and that is the answer. Very simple. We have assumed that this is of the form px into qx, and then first we have taken this px, differentiated qx, differentiated px, and taken qx. What the answer? Let's take one example. Fx is equal to cot x. Cot x we can write this as the form of cos x by sin x, and this I can assume as px by qx. So for my case, px is equal to cos x and qx is equal to sin x, right? So if I am saying d by dx of px by qx, it's nothing but d by dx of px into qx minus px into d by dx of qx, and the whole thing divided by qx squared, right? There's a formula. So we'll do that. D by dx of px is nothing but cos x into sin x minus cos x into d by dx of sin x, and the whole thing will divide by qx is nothing but sin square, sin x. So d by dx of cos x is nothing but minus sin x into sin x is minus sin square x minus cos x, and d by dx of cos x is nothing but sin x into cos x plus minus cos square x, and the whole thing divided by sin square x. So minus will take common. This becomes minus of sin square x plus cos square x by sin square x. So sin square x plus cos square is equal to 1. So this becomes minus 1 by sin square x. So this becomes minus cosec square x. Thus we have used the formula of division. D by dx of px by qx is nothing but d by dx of px into qx minus px into d by dx of qx by qx square. Thank you. Visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thanks once again.